Hello all, welcome to i-tutor Academy. In today's session, we will start with Unit 40, that is Artificial Intelligence Application in Decision Making of mmpc 008. So please refer last videos. So we just covered till Unit 13 and only two units are left in mmpc 008, and we also share the question papers. So please refer that. In between any doubts, you can contact us anytime through our contact number. Also, you can comment it on our comment box also. So let's begin with the unit 14. So structure of this unit is here. There is an introduction, objectives, artificial intelligence. So under artificial intelligence, there is brief history of AI and goals of AI, application of AI, building AI, expert system, neural network, genetic algorithm, fuzzy logic, summary, and unit 10 exercise and reference section also here in this unit. So let's begin with the introduction part. The need for intelligent support system has arisen because a need was felt to solve not so trivial problems by way and means of systems that are much more capable than humans. It was felt necessary to use skillfully coded real world knowledge and rules into a computer, which in turn simplifies the problem solving effort. And the expert system and knowledge based system are effort in this direction. Evolution of techniques like artificial neural network, fuzzy logic, and genetic algorithm has really enhanced the problem solving capacity of these systems. And in this unit, we will give you a brief introduction about them so that you can appreciate these concepts. Objectives are here. After reading this unit, you should be able to explain artificial intelligence and expert system, describe it neural network, genetic algorithm, and physiologic, and explain the effort made in creation of these systems, and identify and to discuss their advantages in business applications. And artificial intelligence, the advent of artificial intelligence, in fact, took place when the first modern computer emerged in the middle of last century. Frankly, what a computer does it is that it simulate the collective thinking of several humans to process high volume of data at a high speed and accuracy. So we are witnessing a shrink in the size and cost of the computer, but there is growth in its capability. The growth in capabilities actually means that computers are becoming more and more competent of delivering more than the human abilities. These enhanced competencies are then used to deliver more uh, power in business activities. The goal of the AI scientist had always been to develop a thinking machine that solve problem in way that would be considered intelligent if done by a human. This forms the basis of our definition to artificial intelligence. Oxford Dictionary defines the two terms as artificial means not natural or imitating nature, and intelligence as quick in understanding the information. The term AI was first introduced by McCarthy. Intelligence is the computation part of the ability to achieve goals in the world. And artificial intelligence, that is AI, thus can be defined as a field that focuses on building techniques to enable computer system to perform activities that are quick and are above human intelligence. Okay. Patterson, that is, defines artificial intelligence as AI is a branch of computer science concerned with the study and creation of computer systems that exhibit some form of intelligence. Systems that learn new concept and task, systems that can reason and draw useful conclusions about the world around us, system that can understand a natural language or perceive and comprehend a visual scene, and systems that perform other type of feat that require human type of intelligence. Konar defines AI as the simulation of human intelligence on a machine so as to make the machine efficient to identify and use the right piece of knowledge at a given step of solving a problem. And artificial intelligence is not to replace human. It augments our abilities and makes us better at what we do. And artificial intelligence enhances the speed, precision, and effectiveness of human efforts. In financial institutions, AI techniques can be used to identify which transactions are likely to be fraudulent, adopt fast and accurate credit scoring, as well as automated manually intense data management tasks. AI is being used today in industries, hospitals, and healthcare, education, agriculture, legal, R&D, retailing, banking, household, and whatnot. Almost everywhere, AI is there. So, brief history of AI is, as mentioned earlier, so works before 50s. So, demonstration of turning machine of for manipulating symbols as well as numbers, giving the birth of machines intelligence, emergence of cybernetics, and study of communication between human and machine as field. New approach to language theories, computer become a commercial reality, emergence of theories like information theory, Boolean algebra, switching theory, and statistical decision theory. Work after 50s, development of chess playing program, work like language translation, automatic theorem proving, and new programming language, and development of Fortran and LISP, computational linguistics, pattern recognition, and natural language processing. Works in 60s, program to play checkers and resolution as an interference method in logic. First knowledge based expert system, development of a large interactive general purpose program that solves mathematical problem and simulation of complicated process of thinking, and works in mid 70s and 80s solving more complex problem of practical interest. Expert system that diagnose and prescribe medicine, expert system that deal with the real life problem, uncertainty modeling, non monotonic and spatio-temporal reasoning, etc. Specialized programs about narrow problem and areas, and works in 90s. IBM Deep Blue beats world class champion and Gary Kasparov, and became the first computer to beat a world chess champions. Works in first decades of 21st century. For the first time, AI enters the home in the form of Roomba, a vacuum cleaner. AI came in the business world till the year 2006, and companies like Facebook, Twitter, and Netflix also starting using AI. And work in second decade of 21st century. In the year 2011, IBM's Watson won Jeopardy, a quiz show where it had to solve the complex questions as well as riddle. Watson had proved that it could understand natural language and can solve tricky questions quickly. In the year 2012, Google launched an Android app features Google Now, which was able to provide information to the user as a prediction. And chatbot and Eugene Guzman won a competition in the Turing test, and in June 2012, Guzman won a competition promotes as the largest ever Turing test contest, in which successfully convinced 29% of its judges that it was human. And in November 2014, Amazon Alexa, also known simply as Alexa, was created. And in the year 2018, the project debater from IBM debate on complex topics with the two master debater and also performed extremely well. Google has demonstrated an AI program, Duplex, which was a virtual assistant and which had taken hairdresser appointment on call, and lady on other side didn't notice that she was talking with the machine. Now, AI has developed to a remarkable level. The concept of deep learning, big data, and data science are now trending like a boom. Nowadays, companies like Google, Facebook, IBM, and Amazon are working with AI and creating amazing devices. The future of artificial intelligence is inspiring and will come with a high intelligence. And we can see that all these developments were the result of the desire of the human beings to solve problems that were not so trivial and to overcome the difficulties that were faced in solving these problems. They thought of putting intelligence into a computer, and the theme of all these efforts was around the concept of making a program intelligent by providing it with a high quality specific knowledge about some problem area. This collaborative and collective intelligence led the machine to do the task better than the humans. And goals of AI, so emulate humans, and from the very basic definition AI, it has become clear that AI's main goal is to identify solvable and out of ordinary information processing problems and solve problems that require intelligence and develop expert system on real life problems and enhance interactions. So these are the goals of AI. Applications of a first generation, so there is inspired by Babbage analytical engine. These computers were made of thermo-ionic valve and could perform number crunching operations like that. So first generation is there, second generation, third generation, fourth, fifth is there. Okay, so please go through this table so you will get more idea. And one can see that there is a growth in capabilities of computers as they move from one generation to the other. And in fact, this is addition of more and more intelligence in the system that are doing wonderful works presently and are poised to do even better in the future. And you can find a lot of varied applications of AI. It has been applied in game playing, automated grammar checking, speech recognition, vision system, and expert system like weather forecasting, diagnostic system, financial decision making, and classification systems, computer simulated natural process mathematical theorem proving, natural language understanding, intelligence control and scheduling and planning. So let us consider some of the example of these applications: AI in game playing, and AI in automated grammar checking, AI in speech recognition, and AI in natural language understanding, AI in vision system, AI in expert system, AI in computer simulated natural process, AI in mathematical theorem proving, AI in intelligent control. So AI in scheduling and planning is there, AI in astronomy, healthcare, finance, social media, automotive industry, data security, robotics, and agriculture, e-commerce, like that. AI is playing main role in these areas. And building AI, while building artificial intelligence in an organization, one has to think about many factors such as observation, reasoning, and action. Take the case of a human being. It has sensory functions attached to various parts of its body with which it observes the things in the real world. You might have seen different software for medical diagnosis. Example, homeopathic software contains a set of symptoms and test results that have been obtained and inputted to the system manually. Whenever a patient input its symptoms, then the diagnosis system matches it with the recorded one to give a diagnosis. The second step in this is the reasoning part, and this is dependent on the interference, decision making, and classification from what is observed in the first step. and there are many tools available for these steps, and these tools could be artificial neural network, logical deduction system, and heuristic researching a problem space based network interference, genetic algorithm, etc. The third and the final step in the building process is the action. We will go back to the example of the human beings. When the observation is done and reasoning is made, it is the time for action. An example, if you touch a hot thing, you develop a reasoning that if you touch that, you will be hurt. And the action is that you would not touch a hot things. Okay. So in the real world, you may come across different kind of problems. So there would be problem that could be not solved by mathematical or logical algorithm. The key to AI approach is intelligent search and matching. If you were given a problem, you would be done the following task, and knowledge representation and reasoning. So you will first try to represent the fact in some way, and logic is built to answer questions like what and how. And heuristic search, one has to develop rules of thumb to solve the constraints in the problem space. As we have earlier mentioned that there are about like chess game, like as we move from one state to another state, we search for the best possible solution at each state. And inference, while searching you would come across many rules, and in many cases you will be able to infer some new rules from some facts. Learning could be parametric learning and inductive learning and analogy based learning. In parametric learning, the adaptive learning process adjusts the parameter of the subject that is learning. Planning is there. Planning, while a reasoning problem, works for satisfying a particular condition from a given set of data and knowledge. A planning problem works for a bigger goal, and it deals with the determination of a methodology or for achieving a goal from the initial stages. Next is expert system. What is expert system? Among the most noteworthy development in the field of artificial intelligence is the advent of expert or knowledge based system. Joint efforts by a human expert yielded a system that can diagnose disease, fly planes and drive vehicles, and configure computer system at a performance levels that can exceed the best human expertise. Questions thus arise that what are expert systems? To put it more simply, expert systems are computer programs that use knowledge to solve problem competently and successfully. They are similar to human expert in the sense that they also use logic and heuristics to solve problem. They also make error, and they also learn from their errors. This expert is easier to store, retrieve, transfer, and is cost effective and permanent. Johnson described the term expert in the most accurate manner as an expert is a person who, because of training and experience, is able to do things the rest of cannot. Experts, so not only proficient but also smooth and efficient in action that take. An expert knows a great many things and have trick and caveat for applying what they know to problem and to task. They are also good at plowing through irrelevant information in order to get at basic issue, and they are good at recognizing the problem they face as instances of type with which they are familiar. And underlying the behavior of experts is the body of operative knowledge we have termed expertise. Thus we can now define expert system, and Patterson describe expert system as an expert system is a set of programs that manipulate encoded knowledge to solve problem in a specialized domain that normally requires human expertise. An expert system knowledge is obtained from expert source and coded in a form suitable for the system to use in its inference for reasoning process. You might recall the earlier clear description. An expert system consists of a knowledge base and database and an inference engine for interpreting the database using the knowledge embedded in that knowledge base. So there is sound reasoning process that has to build in order to create an expert system. Brief history of expert system is here. So expert system, there is dendral and metadendral. So it's on late 60s. Developer is Stanford University. Function also mentioned here. So please refer this table 14.3, brief history of expert system. And Mycin, the mid 70s, and that's also Stanford University. And Prospector and Exxon, ACE, HASP, like that. So uh, uh, all these are the part of AI systems and its functions. So please refer that. And there is in medical field also, there is X-ray diagnostic expert system is there, cancer detection set, is there, like that. Working principle of expert system is here. So please refer this figure, building knowledge into an expert system. There is domain expert is there, then system builder is there in two sides. So answer solution also from domain expert to system builder, and system builder to queries problems to domain experts. So building of knowledge extracted from above interactions such as procedures, strategies, and rule of thumb is there. So there is experts is there. So expert system are computer system that are based on knowledge rather than the data. Okay, so that is expert system. And building expert system, the process of building an expert system is also called knowledge engineering. As we have discussed earlier, that there is an interaction between the domain expert and the expert system builder which generate the knowledge into a expert system. The latter is also called a knowledge engineer, and there is further to it. And the remaining players in the building of the expert system are the expert system building tool, the user, and the expert system itself. And the next is the player in the expert system game is there. Tool builder, it build expert system building, and domain expert interviews the knowledge engineer. And expert system is there, it extend and test. And the end user also in one side, and it uses to expert system, and it added to clerical staff also. Okay. And the knowledge representation in expert system, the knowledge can be represented in expert system in three ways. These ways are rules, frames, and semantics nets. And a rule based system consists of a rule based permanent data and inference engines and process and workspace or working memory temporary data. Knowledge is stored as rules which are of the forms like if some condition, then some action is there. If it is hot, then turn on the AC is there, like that. So when the if condition is satisfied by the fact, then the action specified by then is performed. Okay, so like that. Forward chaining, suppose you have the database which has some information stored in it, and you want to generate some new rules and to test them with respect to the database. Backward chaining, suppose you want to test whether a fact exists in the database, the process first checks the database for the fact. The essential difference between forward chaining and backward chaining is in the way the fact are searched in the database. In some situations, backward chaining proved to be cost effective. If your intentions were to infer a particular fact, then by employing forward chaining, you would waste a lot of time and effort. So activity A is here based on this subsection. And for activity A, under this 1-2 questions are there, try to do it. And this is about today's session, and the next sessions we will discuss on next video. Please go through your ignou study materials also. In between any doubts, you can contact us anytime. For more MBA videos, you just do like, share, and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.
i-tutor Academy presents ignou MBA complete syllabus coverage classes for individual students. semester-wise subject with online and flexible timing. For more details, contact on +916 238 21785.